Am I the idiot for stealing and selling my mom's most prized possession? Back in December, during full lockdown, I, female 18, started dating my girlfriend, female 19, on the down low. She stayed the night at my place one time and my very conservative mother happened to walk in at an unfortunate time. Various screaming matches ensued, and after my mom hinted several times that she didn't want me under her roof, I decided to up and leave. I literally just packed a suitcase containing most of my important belongings and went to my girlfriend's place. She rents a small apartment as she's a freshman in college. I recently graduated high school and was planning to travel for a year, but COVID got in the way. When I left, I had literally no money. My mom knew this, and I can confidently say that she didn't care. My dad passed away years ago, and my younger brother pretty much hates me, so I was completely on my own in terms of family. I was alone, broke, and practically homeless, so I did something that in hindsight, was pretty awful. I took a gold, gem-encrusted charm bracelet from the depths of my mom's jewelry box with the intention of melting it down, or selling it so I could get some money. It looked expensive, but honestly, it didn't look like the most expensive thing in there. She has heaps of jewelry that she never wears. I knew it was wrong, but I'd never seen her mention, let alone wear this thing. So, I scouted various buyers and got it valued. Turns out it was 14K gold and one of the gems was a diamond. I eventually sold it for around $450, and used the money in addition to all my savings to buy necessities, the kind of stuff I took for granted at my mom's house. Food, toiletries, plus a computer for work and college applications. Months went by until I heard from my mom again. She showed up to my work, I assumed she was stalking me on Facebook or something, and made a massive scene about the bracelet. My coworker kindly shouldered my duties while I stepped outside to talk to her. Turns out that bracelet was given to her by her mother, who passed when she was 16. She's naturally very sensitive about the subject, so that explained why she'd never mentioned it, or showed it to anyone, in my knowledge. There was no use denying that I stole it, so I fessed up. I knew she would be mad, but I genuinely wasn't ready for the reaction she had. She turned away, and walked off. The next day, I received an insanely convoluted email threatening serious legal action. I replied, saying that I knew it was a questionable decision on my part, but she essentially kicked me out of her house, and I was working a crappy retail job to afford 2 meals a day, so she couldn't just act like I'd stolen her stuff for no reason. The reply I received was from her lawyer. I know what I did was wrong, but I didn't know that bracelet was so incredibly precious when I took it, and I honestly think that given the situation, my stealing it was kind of justifiable. Am I the idiot? Edit, I was just so heated about her hating me for stuff I can't control. Essentially, this isn't the first time she's threatened to kick me out and I didn't feel safe or welcome, so that's why I left. I was watching her live an incredibly comfortable middle-class life while refusing to help me. And I'm not worried about the emails. She doesn't have the balls to sue me, smiley face. Edit 2, clarification, we weren't actually having sex. My mom didn't mind my girlfriend staying over, she thought she was a friend. Edit 3, oh, and I took the bracelet when I left, not afterwards. Important update. After a few hours of walking around and arguing with old guys, I got the bracelet back. Honestly, it was surprisingly easy. I let my mother know. I'm not saying this makes it better, just an update. You're the idiot. And a criminal. You cannot take things that aren't yours. Period. That's stealing. That's illegal. That makes you an idiot. And no, this isn't a life or death situation. You want to just go off on your own and travel, that's a luxury you can't afford. Same for a computer. You can go to a library to work on job applications. Or use the computer your girlfriend no doubt has. You think you are justified? Absolutely not. Your mom's house, her rules. She doesn't want you screwing there? Find your way out. You're the idiot. Theft is theft. You don't get to try and avoid responsibility. Also, while I don't agree with her beliefs, why did you think having sex in your mom's house when you know she's conservative was a good idea? You're the idiot. Theft is theft, and your situation is your fault. You moved out knowing you had no money. You aren't a child, you're 18 years old. If your mom hinted that she didn't want you under her roof several times, you should have gotten a job to save up money. Welcome to the real world. Am I the idiot for stealing my cousin's ashes? My cousin passed tragically earlier this year at only 32. She was like a sister to me. Aside from everyone being caught up in the grief, we were mostly doing an okay job handling all the aftermath stuff. Everyone agreed on cremation. She had always said she didn't want to be buried. She never made out an official will, but during our cleanup of her and her partner's house, we found her unofficial will. It was just a really simple piece of paper, to be honest, but it was in her files with all her important documents. Absolutely sounds like her. It's in her handwriting and has her signature. Her dad and boyfriend worked together and did everything as asked. One thing, she asked for her ashes to be spread in a specific place. Up till then, her ashes were in an urn with her parents. Her mom stood up adamantly against spreading them. However, the thing is, my aunt has Alzheimer's. She goes 1 minute from asking why her daughter hasn't visited in a while, to thinking she was just there, and then realizing the urn is her daughter. It can literally change from moment to moment. My uncle has caretakers helping with my aunt, but I think he struggles with how to manage her sometimes. She's only 55 and I think he probably is really sad about her, so he tries to do whatever to appease her. When she sits with the urn, she cries and refuses to let go of it, until she forgets what she was doing and crying about in the first place. Anyway, when we, her partner and I, brought up spreading the ashes, he said no, he doesn't want to take them away from his wife. This back and forth went on and on and on between my cousin's partner, me, her sister, our grandma. He finally said he'd had it. They weren't officially married, but they'd been together for 6 years, and considered themselves husband and wife. I decided to drive down with him, and with the extra house key that I had, we let ourselves in and took the urn. Her partner left a long letter, something along the lines of, "I'm sorry for this, but you've been so unreasonable, and honoring her wishes is more important than anything to me." My other cousin, her sister, and our grandma are on our side but scolded us for breaking in. My uncle is threatening legal action on both of us. He completely stonewalled everyone to the point I don't think he would ever have given them willingly. I feel like it's more important to honor her memory than to leave them with her mom, who doesn't even realize she's dead 80% of the time. Am I the idiot for taking my cousin's ashes? Edited to add, I did want to bring the urn back after. But I guess it was the principle of the matter. We could have transferred the contents into another container, but we'd still want my uncle and aunt to know we'd done it. Therefore, the letter. I don't feel great about it. If Reddit tortures me, I do get it. More info: before finding the will, the ashes were all together in an urn. Her partner asked to have half, but her parents wanted to keep her whole for now. Whatever for now means. Because he was getting majority of her things and because everyone was torn up and exhausted, her partner decided not to fight them on it, until of course we found out she wanted to be scattered. You're the idiot. It was their daughter and their decision. You shouldn't just steal. Can't spreading her ashes wait? Couldn't you just talk a bit more? Why was it so urgent? OP tries to sound so noble and selfless, like she is doing it for her cousin, but this ain't it. This will only cause grieving parents more pain, and has created needless drama during the family's first holiday season without their daughter. Her cousin only passed away recently. It was not OP's place to decide how long her cousin's parents should wait, or how this should be done. This is an unforgivable betrayal. Some families wait until the anniversary to do an ash scattering. OP selfishly made this about themselves. OP has to honestly ask themselves, would their cousin have wanted her to cause their family more heartbreak the week before Christmas? You are the idiot. Her parents are still grieving. They weren't ready to scatter the ashes yet. There is no time limit on when the ashes have to be spread. You don't have to spread all of them. There really are no rules to the concept of spreading ashes. There are just general ideas, and they can change from person to person. Your uncle lost his daughter, and he's lost his wife while she's still right in front of him. He's going through a lot. All of you are, but him especially. Be compassionate. You absolutely didn't have to take all the ashes and the urn to boot. That's just spiteful and cruel, and you knew that when you did it. You should reach out and try to fix this before you wind up in jail. Emotions have been high and everyone is hurt. Maybe an apology can go a long way. Am I the idiot? Daughter's friend stole from us. We moved into this neighborhood about midway into last year. The environment is very tight-knit and everyone knows everyone, and honestly I don't really mind. It's nice to have easy relationships with the people around you, and it's even better to have everyone willing to watch out for you. My daughter and this girl are both 7. My daughter made friends with the little girl 4 houses down in the summer, and I've had her over a few times. My issue is that almost every time she came over items went missing. Snacks, toys, clothes, and sometimes money. I never wanted to accuse the little girl of stealing, but our cat had kittens, and she came over to meet them and play. She asked if she could have one, and I told her she'd have to ask her mom. She pouted a bit, but it wasn't anything too crazy. It comes time for her to go home, and I go to feed the kittens as she's leaving, and I notice one missing. I ask that everyone drop what they're doing and help look for the kitten, and for some reason she's really eager to leave. My suspicions get the better of me, and I ask to check her backpack. She starts crying and saying she's sorry. I open it to see our kitten in her backpack under her stuffed animals. Thankfully he was fine, but I asked her not to come back, and that I'd be discussing this with her mother. Her mom didn't respond to any texts at the time, and there was nothing much I could do. I was a bit frustrated and vented to my next door neighbor, and admittedly called her a little klepto. She said she had the same problem with her, but thought she was being mean for even suggesting it was her. Since then the other parents have decided not to allow this girl into their homes, or near their kids. The girl's mom came knocking on the door telling me that I hope you're happy. My daughter is the neighborhood pariah because of you. She has a hard time communicating if she wants something, and I always plan to make her return those items. To be fair, she had everything she stole with her, and did hand them over. She said her daughter has no friends, and is being outcast over silly kid stuff. She left after telling me I was such a witch for gossiping about a kid. Not the idiot. It's not silly little kid stuff, and that the mom kept the items as long as she could because she knows in today's society that people feel bad to confront others when they do something wrong. Because as a society we are enabling and justifying wrong behavior by allowing the person who commits the crime to victimize themselves to get out of it. Good on you and the rest of the community for teaching the mom and the child the right way to interact in society, and that stealing is wrong. It's gonna prevent the child from going down a path of criminal behavior. I know there will be a lot of you the idiot in here bemoaning how dare you punish the child. And it's just a child, they doesn't know any better. However, given that the other children in the neighborhood have learned wrong from right, there is no excuse to scream it's just a child. Good on you. She's 7, but a thief is a thief. She attempted to steal a live animal out from under OP's nose, and tried to get out of it when she knew she was about to get busted. She knew she was doing wrong. She asked first and didn't take no for an answer. This girl willingly snuck around and did active wrong. I'm not saying call the cops and arrest a 7-year-old, but it's just a child quickly turns into boys will be boys, and it's affluenza. He didn't mean to hit and kill that kid walking home. Not an excuse. Not the idiot. I love that her mother is trying to blame you for her daughter not being allowed anywhere. That the mother returned the items, rather than having her daughter do it, shows where the real problem lies: poor parenting. Am I the idiot for stealing money from my aunt? I, 14 male, have a money box in my room where I put change and birthday money, and I rarely spend it. Maybe a video game or some food or clothes, but that's it. My mom is way too nice and proud. I saved so much so she takes to telling everyone that she's so proud of my savings. Well, my aunt, mom's sister, is basically an incubator to random men's children. She can't stop popping them out, and then don't have dads. Due to this she is not doing well off, so has only money for essentials. The rest is so she can get her nails done or something. Well, she was over today and my aunt said that her triplets' birthdays is coming up and she has no money for a present. She started tearing up and ran to the bathroom. I heard from the bathroom her sobbing and my mom checked up on her, and she started begging for me to give her some money since apparently I didn't work for it and I don't need it. Well, my mom told her no and that she needs to step up or stop splashing out on herself so much. Well, my aunt went upstairs into our other bathroom and locked herself in that. When she came down she had a grin on, and said she was feeling better, and wanted to go home to rest. Well, when I got up I had a feeling. I checked my box on my desk, and what do you know, $1,000 is missing. I freak and scream for my mom and she says to give aunt some leeway and, to my surprise, starts telling me to be more generous. I call my aunt and she breaks down on the phone saying she was getting her baby something nice. With my mom telling me that I need to be nice and me not being able to drive, I am basically lost. I decide that when I get dragged to my aunt's house I'll take back my money. Well, when the time came I told them I was going up, then tiptoed up the stairs. I went into her closet where I know she keeps presents and sitting there are 3 iPhone 6s. I snatch them up and take some of her jewelry for good measure, then stash it in my backpack. When we got home I put the phones on Amazon and I'm gonna pawn the jewelry. On their birthday she went to get her presents and, lo and behold, they are missing. She calls and my mom bursts into tears demanding to know where they are. I tell her that she's not finding out and they belong to me. They don't know about the jewelry. My mom threatened me and all that, but I am not budging. I do feel bad as the girls get nothing for their birthday, but not my monkeys, not my circus. I think that's how the saying goes. Well, other family have taken to message me saying that I'm entitled, spoiled and ruined a nice surprise of a hard-working single mother. I guess they forget that it's the taxpayers working hard. I seriously am wondering whether I am in the wrong here. I literally only have my dad on my side and my family. Should I just bite the bullet and give the phones? Not the idiot. You took justice into your own hands. It's kinda messed up your family isn't sticking up for you. If she stole your money and you are 100% sure of it, then you've corrected this injustice and learned a valuable lesson. Family is messed up and you can't trust them. Make plans to secure yourself and belongings, and get the heck out of there when you're of age. Sorry, but some people suck. Also, it's not your fault she stole your money and used it for her kids. They aren't your responsibility. Also, never admit to anything. Ever. Don't know what happened to the phones or jewelry or whatever. Maybe one of those sperm donors took them. But not you. Never ever admit to anything, no matter how obvious it is. Not the idiot. It's not stealing if it was yours to begin with. If your aunt can't take care of that many kids, she shouldn't have them. It doesn't matter who their father is. She has responsibility as a mom. She sounds unstable. I suggest you stay away from her and keep her away from you. Hopefully your mom eventually will see that her sister stole from her 14-year-old kid, who seems to be responsible with money. $1,000 is a lot of money. I know how hard that money can be to save. Not the idiot. And your mom is an enabler to her sister. How dare she try to bully you into giving up on your savings to enable someone with the emotional IQ of a 7-year-old. Good on you for taking steps to get it back. As soon as you are old enough, open a bank account or an account at a credit union to store your money. Also, I'm sorry your mom and family didn't defend you. That must have hurt. You sound like a good kid. Good luck.